All right, let's dive into Robert Browning's incredibly chilling poem, My Last Duchess. We're going to unpack this not just as a piece of literature, but as something much, much darker, a confession. It's a cold, calculated story from a man who has all the power. So let's start right at the beginning with his very first words. Right off the bat, the tone is just eerie. That's My Last Duchess. Notice that? Not her name, just my Duchess. She's an object, a possession, just like the painting itself. And then he hits us with, looking as if she were alive. Wow, that's so unsettling, right? It's this casual, almost throwaway line that tells you everything you need to know. She's gone, and now he's captured her forever. So, where are we? We're in the Duke's private art gallery. He's showing off his stuff, and the star of the show is this painting of his late wife. And the key word here is private. This isn't some public space, it's his domain, totally controlled, which says a ton about the guy. Okay, and here's our first big red flag about this Duke. He points to the painting and basically boasts that he's the only one who can pull back the curtain to reveal it. Think about that. He and only he decides who gets to even look at her. I mean, even after she's gone, he has this absolute suffocating control over her. Then he casually name drops the artist, Fra Pindolf. Now, this isn't just some random detail. Oh no, this is a total flex. It's him showing off, see what I can afford, see my exquisite taste. He then says the painting is so realistic that people always ask him about that intense look on her face. And boom, he's just set the stage for his real complaint. All right, so now we get to the Duke's first real problem. He's been leading up to this, that beautiful, lifelike blush on her cheek, that spot of joy. Well, it turns out, that's the very thing that drives him crazy. And here it is, the absolute core of his jealousy. He's basically complaining that he wasn't the only reason she was happy. He couldn't stand it. He couldn't stand the idea that anything or anyone else could make her smile. It's like, for him, even her own feelings were something he was supposed to own, to completely control. So he starts imagining what could have caused that blush. Maybe, he says, the painter said something nice to her. He calls it just courtesy, basic politeness. But in his twisted mind, the fact that a simple compliment was cause enough to make her happy, well, that's like a major betrayal. So we move from that one moment with the painter to a much bigger attack. This isn't just about what she did anymore. Now he's attacking the very person she was. So he starts listing off all the things that made her happy. A sunset, someone giving her some cherries, her white mule. These are simple, beautiful things that a normal, appreciative person would enjoy, but not to the Duke. To him, this is a huge flaw. He actually complains that she had a heart that was too soon made glad, that she was too easily impressed. Unbelievable. And this line, this really gets to the heart of it for him. Sir, 'twas all one. In his eyes, the way she appreciated a beautiful sunset was exactly the same as how she appreciated him. He's furious that she thanked people for little things with the same warmth she gave his great favor. So what was this amazing gift he gave her? The one he thinks she just spat on? Well, it was his name, his status, his entire identity. I mean, this just lays it all out, doesn't it? His gift was his 900-year-old name, this epic, powerful family line. And she put that on the same level as cherries, a sunset. You can just feel his arrogance. He expected her to be constantly bowing down, grateful for the status he gave her. And instead, she was just happy. A normal, happy person, and he couldn't stand it. So you might be asking, why didn't he just talk to her? Tell her what was bothering him? Well, he explains that. To actually explain his feelings to her, that would require stooping. His pride was just so massive, he couldn't even imagine lowering himself to have a real conversation with her as an equal. He flat out says it, I choose never to stoop. So, this refusal to talk, this toxic resentment that's just been building and building, it all leads to the poem's chilling, horrifying climax. We're about to find out how the Duke finally solved the problem of her smiles. Think about it. He can't control her happiness, and he's too proud to even talk to her about it. So what's left? What does a man with absolute, unchecked power do when he can't control someone? He says his frustration grew. He just kept watching her, getting angrier and angrier, until he just couldn't take it anymore. And then he acted. No argument, no discussion, he just gave commands. It's so vague, and that's what makes it absolutely terrifying. And then comes the confession, in 5 of the coldest words in English literature. Then all smiles stopped together. Just like that, he had her killed. By ending her life, he finally got what he wanted. Total control. Now the only smile she has is the one on that painting, hidden behind a curtain that only he is allowed to touch. But what's maybe even more shocking is what he does next, right after confessing to murder. There is no guilt, not even a pause for breath, he just moves on. Back to business. He turns to the person he's been talking to this whole time and says, "Wilt please you rise?" And it's only right here at the very end that we find out who this guest is. He's an envoy, a messenger, here to arrange the Duke's next marriage. So this entire story, it hasn't just been a confession. It's been a threat, a cold, calculated warning for the next Duchess. And as they're walking out, he points out one last piece of art. It's a statue of the god Neptune taming a seahorse. And of course he has to mention the famous artist who cast it in bronze for him. It's one last boast. But it's also the perfect final metaphor, isn't it? The Duke is Neptune. He's the god. And his wives are the beautiful, wild creatures he has to tame. And that final image just leaves you with this awful, haunting question. His last Duchess was tamed, all right? She's now a painting on his wall. So as he gets ready to marry again, you just have to wonder, is the Count's daughter just the next beautiful creature he's going to tame, break, and add to his collection?